This looks so funny. Oh my God. Hello, everybody. Charles Hamaker here with you. Welcome back to Circling Seattle Sports. I will get it out of the way now and talk about it quiet, like get it out of the way, get it done with. I am very sunburned, in case you cannot. Yeah, man. I was at the AUSL softball games, the pro softball games out at Husky Softball Stadium. Um, Husky Softball Stadium's press box is really just their broadcast center, so they don't have room for media. So they just put a folding table out on the concourse. Sunday was hot, like 85 plus. Sat in the direct sunlight. I'm stupid. People know that. Did not have sunscreen. So yeah, started to bubble over on these. So I hope I'll be fine in a few days. But yeah, that is I will address that and we will move on from Red Arms, Red Lobster. I have, yeah, since taken the OL rain shirt and cut it up. You know, OL's terrible. So, I'm obviously the Rain are not with them anymore, so I don't really care for the shirt. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to come on here and talk about the home run derby. Cal Raleigh obviously won the home run derby. You know that by now. Becoming the first catcher to do so. He made history as the first catcher to do so. Defeated 22-year-old Tampa Bay Rays star Junior Caminero in the final round. It was a tight one, though. Caminero nearly came back. We'll talk about it. Obviously, it was a big deal for many reasons. Cal leading the MLB home run race right now, doing all of this as a catcher, having his dad, uh, as the pitcher, having his little brother. And I said little, he's 15 and he's taller than Cal, and he's projected to get bigger behind the plate. It was pretty awesome. It was a really cool, fun, experience that almost didn't happen. We'll talk about that. I just wanted to come on here, talk about the Derby, kind of recap it, and then talk a little bit about the journey for Cal because obviously this is a big deal um, for a multitude of reasons, and just kind of continues the summer of Cal Raleigh, the year of Cal Raleigh, really. So we will get into it. Yeah, he nearly didn't make it out of the first round. He tied for fourth with Oakland Athletics outfield. No, not outfield, but outfield designated hitter. Just remember, hope you could hear that. Um, huh. Yeah. Huh. I hope you could hear that. Otherwise, I'll have to do a voiceover. Anyway, that's fine. Cal nearly didn't make it out of the first round. He was tied for fourth with Oakland Athletics designated hitter Brent Rooker with 17 homers. But his longest home run of the round barely surpassed Rooker's by about an inch. Cal's was 470.62 feet. Rooker's was 470.54, giving him the tiebreaker. The broadcast was confused, and I get it. The Derby, rules, regulations have changed over the years. They kept saying there was going to be a swing off, but I guess they were going by um the measurements here. Hey, that's how they did it. This was controversial to an extent, and I get it. That's fine. Sure. If the broadcast tells you one thing, um, I'm sure you're gonna believe it, right? But MLB went with the measurements, and that's how, things played out. There's no going back and giving Brent Rooker the home run crown because it was the first round. Like, you know. So, Brent is a fun guy though. I talked to him at All-Star Week 2023. He was a good guy. It was interesting though. Interesting first round. Excuse me. Neither Rooker nor Raleigh would have advanced either though if hometown because it was in Atlanta. Atlanta Braves star Matt Olson had beaten any of their totals, but he only tallied 15. So Raleigh and Rooker were fine. Obviously, Cal ended up moving up. James Wood only ended up with 16, which I was kind of surprised. I thought he might be somebody that would go kind of far. He did not. Uh, Caminero 21 in the first round. O'Neill Cruz 21 in the first round. Byron Buxton 20. Jazz Chisholm. I listen. I get you probably wanted a Yankee in it.
Judge, Stanton, Bellinger didn't want to do it. Uh, sure, let's have Jazz, but it was kind of funny for him to just hit three. Um, I guess after the derbies, he didn't want to mess his swing up. It's kind of the whole point of the home run derby. So, um, yeah, in the second round, Cal faced off against O'Neal Cruz, and people, I was a little doubtful. Okay, I was admittedly a little bit doubtful going into that second round because Cal had only put up 17. I thought he was going to put up more in the first round. Truthfully, he did switch. He did both sides. He went left and right. Looked a little bit better on the left side, and that's what he continued to do throughout the rest of the tournament, um, or rest of the Derby, and same thing. Um, so I was a little bit worried, especially with Cruz. Cruz hit some crazy baseballs, including a 513-foot blast. It's tied for the longest non-course field home run in home run derby history, mind you. So, but he only had 13. He only ended up hitting 13, and Cal hit 19 in the second round to really heat up and get going. Todd Raleigh was doing great. So, that was really awesome to see. On the other side of it, Junior Caminero only hit eight, but he had beat Byron Buxton's total of seven. So he moves on to the final. Um, Cal seemed to just kind of keep waking up more and more as it went on. He hit 18 as the first one to go in the final round. Caminero, he started off, he looked red hot through the middle of it. I think at one point he had four homers in a row, and I said, "Oh boy, he's going to come back and he's going to do it." I was just happy, truthfully, that Cal had gotten to the final. I was going to be able to cope if he had just not made it out of the first round. I was like, hey, he's MLB's home run leader right now. He's, playing at a valuable and an MVP level. I'm not super worried if he didn't win. But thankfully, I don't have to copy like that. Caminero down the stretch wasn't able to get enough over, and it was 15 for him, 18 for Cal. Cal takes home the win. He did come very dangerously close. Caminero did. He almost became the youngest player ever to win it. 22 years and 9 days. Um, it was quite the performance from him. I mean, he's one of baseball's bright young power hitters. He's had a great season so far. He hit 44 home runs in total. So that was pretty remarkable. His longest being 469 feet. Cal just, I think after that kind of tough first round, um, even then he put up 17, which isn't bad compared to some of the other totals here. Um, the second round really boosted him. I think he kind of started to see things better, and then he was able to move on. He ended up ending regulation with a last second homer to right center to reach 15 before he hit three more in the bonus round of the final. Um, at one point, he homered on six straight pitches. So he really did get hot, three before he took a timeout and three right after it. Solely left-handed in the final, I believe solely left-handed in the second round as well. He did try. He said on the broadcast that he wanted to try at least doing both sides during the first round, and he did. So then he said, "Okay, left side's better. Let's go." So he ended up with 45, no, 54 total homers in this one. His longest being 464. Yeah, yeah. Hardest hit 110. Average velo 105.5. Average distance 429. So it was really cool to see this just from Callaghan, given um, the year that he's had, and just the trajectory as a Mariner that he's had. Before I talk about that, obviously, mentioning the Todd Senior, Todd Junior, Todd Senior obviously being Cal's dad, and Junior being his little brother. Some really cool moments throughout the course of this one. Is my microphone working? Yes, it is. Um, there was, I think, in the second round, it was that Cal's little brother, you could hear him on the broadcast say, like, hyping him up, telling him good take, telling him good swing, just being encouraging. There was, I think, one as he hit the last second regulation homer, you can see Todd Raleigh like, oh, it hurts to have my arms up. he's got his arms in the air in celebration. There's a screenshot you have the broadcast of that. So, um, sorry. Um, it was just really cool for him to be able to celebrate that. Obviously, that's going to be a memory that the Raleigh family is going to have forever. They all signed, all three of them. His little brother Cal and his dad all signed a baseball that is going to the Hall of Fame, which is really cool to see. They'll all be, you know, in Cal, I'm sure, will be in the Baseball Hall of Fame in a few different ways by the time his career is over. But obviously he's on something in it now, and for his family to be there, be a lot closer to where he was born in North Carolina. Um, Obviously a lot closer than to Seattle. It was really cool to see, the family connection. I'm sure he had a lot of family in attendance for that. Um, and just continues to be a legendary Mariner. There's been some discourse, not discourse, but some like, oh, is he a legendary Mariner? Yes, you could have made the argument that Cal Raleigh became a Mariners legend once he broke the drought and he hit the clincher. Like for Cal to be, a guy who was pretty solid at FSU, wasn't super great. Was a day two pick. Um, and to come through the minor leagues, not really stick in the beginning, work to become the great defensive catcher that he is, win a platinum glove, be a leader in the clubhouse, make the statements that he's made. Obviously everyone will remember the comments at the end of 2023 about basically, hey, we need some help. We need to sign guys. Then the apology that comes after it, right? The apology. Um, be a voice of the fans really in that regard, right? So people already loved you for the clincher. They loved you for the comments. The photos and videos of Cal in the Seattle community during the off season, going to kids camps. That's we're tallying things here. Cal showing love to the Sonics. He had a Sonics themed bat at the Derby, and he's done a few other things like that. Supporting the the Kraken in the Winter Classic. He was at the Winter Classic. He's been in a few Kraken games. I know we have a YouTube short of it on our channel. Um, God, I'm trying to hit off more things here, but win the Platinum Glove, win the Gold Glove. Uh, you know, Already the best catcher in Mariners history. He's past Dan Wilson. Dan Wilson is great, but he is better than Dan Wilson was. I'm sorry. He's going to continue to travel up the record books. He's got the best first half in Mariners history. He signed here long term. He fired Scott Boras because he wanted to be here long term. He signed here long term on a somewhat team friendly deal. Um, because he wanted to be here, and he said that repeatedly. And obviously if you made the effort to sign here long term before you were out of service, before you were out of club control, you want to be here, right? um all this while he's an MVP candidate. He's got the most home runs in Major League Baseball at the toughest position to play in the sport, leading they have to get there, right? But last year leading that historic pitching squad, being still one of the better defensive I know his numbers are a little bit down this year. We can acknowledge that. Um, Better defensive catchers in all of baseball, plays as much as he does. Um, I'm more than ready to call him a Mariners legend. And I asked it in our Mariners coverage Slack channel at CSS. I said, "Hey, is Cal Raleigh like already a Mount Rushmore Mariner, or am I crazy?" I mean, Griffey, Ichiro, put Randy up there. Yeah, I think you got to put Randy up there, right? And then it's tough. It is tough. You got to make some cuts, but you could feel like you could make the case for Cal. Maybe we're riding the wave here a bit. And I know someone will get mad at me and get in the comments. As I said on our Storm post game report, our last Storm post game report video, well, there's a hair. It's not mine. That's weird. Um, I'm happy to have honest discussion in the comments as long as you're not insulting and you're willing to listen. Like I'm happy to keep that going and talk and hear your thoughts, because sometimes I'll forget things. I'm not always going to remember, right? Like, yes, Edgar probably is Edgar's who I'm thinking of at that last spot. But anyway, it just continues. It really does. Cal, yeah, again, like I tweeted it on the CSS account and it kind of blew up. I think it was at like 500 likes. Um, the night that he won the Derby. Let's go back here and I can find it. Um, Yeah, broke the Mariners playoff drought with his homer, made sure to sign with the Mariners long term, continuously shows love to Seattle and talks about loving it here and loving the fans. Leads Major League Oh, that's right. He's playing for Team USA in the next World Baseball Classic. I think he's going to become the first like Mariner on a roster that actually played to play for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic, but because Wade Miley, I think, was on a team the year that he had Soggy on. I think. Yeah, it was announced during I think it was the day of the Derby that he's going to represent Team USA and catch for Team USA in the next World Baseball Classic. And he won the home run derby. Win the home run derby, represent Team USA at the international stage, and the Mariners on the international stage, lead MLB in home runs, break the like North American sports longest playoff drought. Platinum, like it's remarkable what he's done in such a short amount of time, the way he's endeared himself to the people of this area. Um, First time All-Star this year. Yeah, I think I keep saying all that and not mentioning started the All-Star game this year. Um, but it's just remarkable to see what he's accomplished. And he's not a like brash, crazy, not Matt Brash, brash, in your face kind of guy. Cal doesn't really like the attention like that. I was wondering this, throughout the course um of the day of the Derby. I was like, do you think he doesn't like the attention right now? I'm sure he's grateful for it, right? But he's not really a guy that necessarily likes that. And I'm sure that comes part of that comes with the position. Catchers aren't really big, in your face, like me, right? That's not a position that lends itself to that. It was funny. We got to talk to Luke Stevenson, the round pick, for the Mariners out of UNC, and he basically made comments about how catcher is one where you don't want to be noticed, you don't want to be talked to, no, you want praise. Like it's not something that so it was interesting. But yeah, man, I thought it's really remarkable and what not what only what he's doing, but where you could consider him to be in terms of ranks and franchise history of the all-time greats. So yeah, wanted to come in here and talk about the Derby. Uh, People have talked about it throughout the course of the first half, wondering if he'll regress. I'm not sure. I mean, he's already had an all-time great season for a catcher. If he keeps going, even better. People were worried that the Derby would mess with his swing. With the way that Cal gets the ball in the air, I'm not really in his power. I'm not really worried about it. Um, Plus, it's his choice, man. I mean, it's his career. Catchers typically don't have the longevity that other positions do. So I'm like, hey, if he wants to do these things, it's ultimately his choice. Like, do you know how much of a dick move and how much trust you might lose if the Mariners said, no, we don't want you doing that? And I don't think they would, but the hypotheticals, and I hate to talk on hypotheticals. So yeah. No, let me know what you think about any of that, whether it's, your how much you enjoyed watching the Derby, how much you enjoyed maybe the Todds, um, and maybe where you'd rank Cal Raleigh in terms of the all-time Mariner greats. So until we see you next time, take care of yourselves, be well, do whatever you can to make today a great day.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, how about those M's?
Oh, I'm excited.
I know. Where are you going to watch all those away games, though?
Away games. Huh. I was thinking of coming here since, after all, Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports.
I love that idea. Hope to see y'all here.